What is up, Mile High Horseman? This is your lead horseman, Corwin, and welcome to episode 7 of the Mile High Horseman Show. We're back from a 4-week break okay, I screwed up already. Let me try that again.
Okay.
What is up, Mile High Horseman? This is your lead horseman, Corwin, and welcome back to the Mile High Horseman Show. This is episode 7. We had a little break because it was the off season, and like we said, it was getting a little... Okay, I fucked up again, man. Jesus Christ. Hey, okay, this has been a while since we've done this, so I gotta get back.
Preseason, we've been, we've been away since the off season, and now it's time for us to get really into start of this beginning of the season, kind of that sort of thing.
Okay, let me try this again. 3, 2, 1. What is the Mile High Horseman? This is your... God damn, I got tongue-tied right there.
Yeah. Let me say it just for the hell of it.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. This is Turbo Days. This is the... I need to get some... I'm not yet. That's like my first time doing it. Okay, anyways. I'm just doing it for the hell of it. Okay, hold on one more time.
Yeah, go
and then it'll be your turn. Good evening, fellow Mile High Horsemen. Oh gosh, oh gosh, I just screwed up. I'm so used to freaking. I'm thinking of my YouTube channel. Hello, Mile High Horsemen. This is your co-lead horseman, Turbo Days. This is the Mile High Horseman Show, episode 7. We have a whole clean. I was gonna say full clean slate of subjects to talk. I don't know. Full slate is what I was saying. Full slate of subjects to talk about. Okay. Anyways, okay.
Okay. All right. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. What is up, Mile High Horseman? This is your lead horseman, Corwin, and welcome back to the Mile High Horseman Show. This is episode 7. We took a little break, and now we're back for the start of the preseason. I got my co-host with me.
Turbo Days.
And give us what... Okay, hold on. I fucked up. Damn it.
You're close. You're very close.
I'm getting there.
Tell us what we're going to be talking about on today's show.
What is up, Mile High Horseman? This is your lead horseman, Corbin, and welcome back to the Mile High Horseman Show. This is episode 7. I got my co-host with me.
Turbo Days.
And what are we going to be talking about tonight, Jared?
We have a full slate of subjects to talk about on this episode. We have Pat Bowlen, who steps down as owner of the Denver Broncos. We have Ray Rice in his wife-hitting incident to talk about. We have a Rockies update and possible Troy Tulowitzki trade talks. Also, we're going to talk about the Jay Cutler for MVP campaign that Brandon Marshall is bringing up, as well as preseason and about our fantasy football league that's starting. Also, an interview with John Payne, who's a fanatic for John Elway, as well as LeBron James going to Cleveland, and many other subjects to talk about on this week's show.
Okay, well, let's first talk about Pat Bowlen stepping down as the owner of the Broncos due to Alzheimer's disease. What's your thoughts on that? For when I first heard about it, I was like, damn, man.
Well, okay, I came back from Kansas City. I'll be talking about that experience later. I was watching ESPN, seeing it on the bottom of the screen. I was recording the soccer match that I went to, and out of the blue, I see on the television it said Pat Bowlen steps down as Broncos owner. I'm like, what the hell? I didn't even hear about this. And this is the day later that after I came back from Kansas City, and I was kind of just stunned by the information that I just read and what I had to swallow, and it shocked me big time. I didn't see it coming, and I was gonna look on Mile High Horseman to see what you guys' reaction was, and I didn't see it coming at all. So I mean, he's age 70, and it hurt. In my opinion, he was definitely a great owner. Hopefully, he still stays as owner with us. I don't think that's the case anymore now. He has to step down, and I think Joe Ellis has taken over, who's our president of the Denver Broncos, who's going to be taking over as owner for this season. I know some people are saying John Elway for owner, but I'm not sure about that one. I don't know what the how they do that around Denver, like who decides who gets to become owner of the Denver Broncos, and I'm sure you have to have a hefty lump sum of money to afford the Denver Broncos because I believe they're worth, if I'm not mistaken, over $1 billion. I seen it from a source on the internet that was talking about teams being worth so much money. So you're gonna have to have a lot of money to own these Broncos. But back to Pat Bowlen, absolutely a class act. I always thought Pat Bowlen, he was always there at the Broncos games. I always, even though I never got to see him, I always knew that he was there watching the same game I was watching. And I felt a sort of a calmness having him as our owner. He never screwed us over. He always wanted to win. He had always a tradition of wanting to win. He's a competitor. Absolutely, everything that I want in an owner, it was definitely him. They're possibly thinking that he could be in the Hall of Fame in like 2015, which if there's an owner to get into the Hall of Fame, it's him. And I guess I might be biased because I'm a Bronco fan, but the guy absolutely oozes confidence, and I absolutely loved him as our owner for 30 years plus. And it's too bad that someone like Pat, unfortunately, I guess his time is up as Broncos owner, unfortunately.
Yeah, just like my thoughts on it when I first heard about it, I was like, wow, man. I mean, the guy's, like you said, he's a class act. He's a good man. He's a good owner. He's not like Al Davis, who was always fucking up everything with the Raiders organization. But like, as to who's going to probably get the team, it's probably going to be one of his kids. There's probably like something in his will or something like that that says that he'll give it to one of his kids. So, yeah, I mean that's going to be taken care of. As to John Elway owning it, I don't think so. That's not, John Elway wouldn't own the Denver Broncos. I mean that'd be kind of cool for him too, but I don't think it'd be proper. His current title right now, I think that's where he needs to be. But yeah.
They like the LA Lakers. Jerry Buss, who was the owner of the Lakers, he gave it to his son, or if I'm not mistaken, and that franchise is absolutely doing horrible right now because I think from what I've heard that is that he's running the ground with the team, and he doesn't know much about basketball in general, and hopefully that doesn't happen where it goes to someone that doesn't know anything about football.
But yeah, man, like getting back to what I was saying though, like it sucks to lose Pat Bowlen as our owner, but it'd be awesome, it'd be great to see, like just like a few people have been saying, because you know how Pat Bowlen, when the Broncos won their first Super Bowl and handed the trophy to John Elway and say this one's for John, I think that'd just be badass for John Elway to be standing on that podium to say this one's for Pat. That'd be bad. That'd be cool. I think that'd be one of the classiest things. I probably would be one of the best Super Bowl moments ever. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it.
All right, we're gonna go to the next topic, which is Ray Rice, the wife beater from the Baltimore Ravens, as he's a running back. And we should be talking about also the NFL placing a 2-game suspension on him. What's your thoughts on the whole incident?
Okay, well, first of all, let me just get this off my chest. I think I wrote this in the Mile High Horseman group a couple days ago, but I'm going to say it here on the show. Let me get this straight. Von Miller gets suspended for 6 games last year for an iffy drug test, for something that popped up in his drug test and it being diluted or some bullshit, and he gets suspended for 6 games. But this dude, Ray Rice, beats the ever-loving fucking dog shit out of his wife, his fiancée, to the point where she's unconscious and she has to be dragged out of the fucking elevator, and he only gets suspended for 2 fucking games? Are you fucking kidding me? That is the problem with this fucking league. That's the problem that we have in this fucking league, is that Roger Goodell's fucking priorities to suspensions and fines and shit is, oh, well, if somebody makes a clean hit and it's on the shoulder, with the shoulder and into the chest. Oh, throw the fucking flag on him and fine him $20,000. But for some dude who fucking beats the shit out of his wife to the point where she can't even fucking move and she's unconscious and limp as fuck, oh, just give him a 2-game suspension and that'd be fine. Go fuck yourself, you piece of dog shit, Roger Goodell. Fuck you.
Yeah, my opinion is, yeah, there's some players that get a game suspension just for a hit that just happened, just for because it was just a hit, just normal hit, and they would get a game suspension over it. So I personally think it's absolutely atrocious and an embarrassment to the NFL. There's a lot of things that are very embarrassing with the NFL the past number of years as Roger Goodell as commissioner. All these rule changes, and now I believe that women should be boycotting the NFL. Getting rid of merchandise, not buying NFL merchandise. I'm all for it. I absolutely. I'm not liking the league. And to me, I would never hit a woman myself. I think anyone that does is a scumbag and a dirtbag. And the 2 games of suspension was lighter than hell. I think at least 6 games, if not more like 8 or 10 at very least. And I'd be okay with a full season suspension, especially with all the evidence that was shown. With the video camera showing them being the woman being dragged out of elevator helpless. That's just absolutely disturbing. So yeah, and Ray Rice, I don't know if the fans cheered for him during training camp, but man, I would be booing him every single step of the way if I was a fan. If this athlete was on the Broncos, oh man, I don't even know what I'd do. I would be booing him too. I'm sure I would. What would you do, Adrian?
Well, so here's the thing. There's the difference between Baltimore and Denver. Denver is a classy organization. We don't put up with bullshit. I mean, that's why, so many fans were kind of disappointed in Von Miller's antics last year with some of the nonsense he was doing. And, and we forgave him, but we were disappointed in him. And we said, okay, you need to get your shit straight. But if he were to beat the shit, Von Miller's my favorite player right now. If he were to get caught beating the shit out of some woman, I wouldn't respect him anymore. I'd boo the shit out of him. I want him traded. I want him released. That's my opinion on it. But yeah, getting back to the point of some of the women that are would boycott this, it is 75 to 25% men, but still that is a huge blow to the National Football League if a whole bunch of women were to start boycotting it because of this ridiculously fucking light penalty of just 2-game suspension. But yeah, man, it's fucking retarded. Roger Goodell needs to get his fucking priorities straight. He's a horrible fucking commissioner. And, if the Owners Association starts to see that people are not satisfied with what he's doing, they're going to eventually, hopefully, get him out of there. But we'll have to see what happens.
I wonder, I don't think this has ever happened. Has someone ever been voted out as commissioner, because he did such a horrible job? I don't think so. It might have happened in some other sports league, but I've never heard of that. I would love to see it, but
yeah, the only thing I could ever think of is probably something minor league that it's not national news. That probably where a commissioner was so bad that they voted him out. But as to pro, I've never seen it, and I don't think we'll ever see that. But until Roger Goodell's dead, this fucking league's gonna stay the same.
They say that there is 43% women that watch the NFL, and I could believe that. So I don't know. The only way the NFL is going to learn is when the fans speak out or they start boycotting things, to send a message. And from then on, but that right now, the NFL is going to be the NFL, and they're going to be making money regardless. And but yeah, it's a travesty that hitting a woman is tolerated in the NFL. So,
but here's the thing, hitting a woman is tolerated, but a little drug test that shows up a little hot, that's 7 games or 6 games. Yeah, go ahead.
and then especially since Colorado now is legal for marijuana use. Anyways, that's a whole different subject. We could go into the debate over athletes and drugs, and weed and all that. But we're gonna go to the next topic, which is the Rockies and how are they doing, Adrian?
Horrible. Horrible.
Okay.
All I can say is that the Rockies are the worst right now overall in Major League Baseball. Nothing's going right for us. I mean, I watched the game a couple days ago, and it was a good game. The Rockies won, but then they ended up losing the series to the Tigers. So, there's also talks about Troy Tulowitzki. Everybody's been talking about him being traded to the Yankees and all that bullshit. I knew he wasn't going anywhere because when the trade deadline came up, everybody was saying, "Oh, this is the chance where the Rockies are going to trade Troy Tulowitzki to the Yankees and they're going to get some pitching." No. I mean, even though I love Troy Tulowitzki, he's one of my favorite players on the Rockies, we need some pitching, and Troy Tulowitzki is a damn good asset to get some pitching because for him, we could get at least 2 pitchers. But it is what it is. We didn't trade him, but I'm on the fence with it because one part of me wants to keep him because he's one of my favorites, but also the other side of the fence makes me want to trade him to get back into rebuilding mode so we can be a contender for something over the next few years.
Okay, well, we will get into the next subject. I was seeing this in the newspaper. It says that Brandon Marshall thinks that Jay Cutler will be most valuable player this season. Would you agree, Adrian?
Fuck no. Fuck no.
What are your reasons?
Jay Cutler's a fucking idiot, dude. He never takes responsibility for anything. If he throws an interception, which he usually does, oh, it was your fault. You didn't run the right route. It's not my fault, even though I'm the one that threw the fucking ball. Even though I'm a shit quarterback, it's your fault.
I don't know. I think Jay Cutler could have been better in Denver, but he's with the Bears. Every single year, it seems like the Bears or their fans think that they're gonna make it to the Super Bowl and all that. Jay Cutler, if Jay Cutler doesn't throw interceptions, they can get far, and that's how they got to the NFC Championship game. He was actually hot in the postseason, but he led interceptions from 2008 to probably 2012 or 2013. Out of all the quarterbacks, to me, like I said in a video, he throws it into tight spots. Everyone talks about his deep, strong arm that he can throw a deep ball with or whatever, but he puts it in those tight spots, and that's how he gets intercepted. So Jay Cutler for MVP, I think it's absolutely stupid, benign, very
asinine.
Asinine is definitely the word for it. I don't know what the hell Brandon Marshall's talking about. He has a better chance at getting MVP than Jay Cutler does. So that's my take on it. I think the Bears and Packers usually are always fighting for a playoff spot. The Lions actually had a good chance of getting into the playoffs last year, but they lost 2 or 3 games at the end of the season. That it was in their hands, and then they lost it. But Bears are always contending with the Packers lately in the NFC North for a playoff spot, and they got Jeffries now as a wide receiver. So they have I think they might be able to make the playoffs this year, I believe, but no MVP season for. Okay, so you're telling me that Jay Cutler is going to have a better season than Peyton Manning? I just don't see that. Fucking no. I mean, seriously.
I mean, dude, when you put those two together like that, it's okay, that's like comparing water to fire. That's just there's no comparison there, bro.
You just gotta laugh at that. So, anyways, that was our comedy for this episode. The next topic is we're gonna be doing a fantasy football league. I'm gonna be in two of them. Are you in the Mile High Horseman fantasy football league or not? Because I don't know if you did that one. Did you?
I don't think I'm in that one. I'm in the other one where
Yeah, yeah. That one's
yeah,
the United Fantasy League, I believe, and
yeah,
that one has a group of like all the Bronco fans that are like I don't want to say celebrities, but like a lot of well-known Bronco fans, and it's kind of a I want to say blessing, but it's very flattering to be a part of that league because you have the likes of Adrian. I'm just joking. I don't. Anyways, like you got Christina, which is with Mile High Horseman Group, of course, but it's the other ones that I'm more excited about. You know some of them, don't you?
yeah. Mad Fanatic, Brandon
Hmm.
Perna from That's Good Broncos. Um, I know our
There's
buddy.
Orange Vader, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think he's in there. Our buddy, our friend.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's some other ones though. There's Colden Brooks, who a lot of them run other Bronco pages or groups. So I think, oh yeah, also Brandon Perna, from That's Good Broncos. He'll be on there. I mean, yeah, it's crazy that they have this, all those different folks, how they just united all of us together, and we're going to be in this fantasy football league, which is going to have a live draft August 24th, I believe. I thought it was going to be tomorrow, but Sunday, but it's not going to happen. I completely missed the date on that one. But yeah, no, I did the mock draft for the live draft. I've never done a live draft before. I always do the set drafts that are like just automated, like they give you these players and you can either trade them and that's pretty much what you got to live with. I never have picked them before, so I did a mock draft and I'll just say I got Tom Brady, which to me Tom Brady as quarterback on fantasy football, I'm okay with that. I think you want to guess some of the first players that are going to get be picked, like the top five. Do you think
Okay, let's see. My top five is going to be,
that
well,
people are going to
Peyton
pick
Manning.
one by
Peyton Manning's
five?
going to be the first one, I think. Peyton Manning will be the first one, I think, and then Tom Brady, and then maybe Drew Brees, Adrian Peterson, and then the last one would probably be. I had to
You're
think
mi-
about
you're
what you're.
missing one. You're missing one, dude.
Yeah, I know I
Um,
am. I'm
okay,
trying to
okay.
really think about it. Like,
Well, some of them, most of it is running backs to quarterbacks, and that's usually with the fantasy football league, those are always the players that are always going to make the hugest impact, no matter
Jamal
what.
Charles.
Yes, hallelujah, you got it. Okay,
Yeah, that's what
he's
I was
like
thinking about.
he's probably gonna be the first pick. If it's gonna be between Manning and Charles, I think for one and two. LaShawn McCoy, I guess he's one of the really big running backs. He's going to be in the top five. That's what it says on the list for Yahoo. Actually, the Broncos took care of LaShawn McCoy a little bit when the Eagles played the Broncos last season. He did have some breakout runs against us, I believe, but the Broncos were too good against Michael Vick last year at Mile High. But yeah, I also I was gonna get Julius Thomas in later rounds, but he got picked a few on this mock draft a little bit before me. So, but yeah, I got Cornell Patterson. I might have messed up his name. He's with the Minnesota Vikings. He was really good. He did kickoff returns, and he got a few of those for touchdowns. And then he also is a wide receiver. He was the breakout player for the Vikings this year. So, um, but yeah, no, Vikings. They're anyways. Edit that out. Sorry. I hear some sounds, Adrian.
Okay, hold on. Let's try that again. Hold on a second. Hold on a second, man. I'll be right back.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah, sorry about that, man. My brother's bitching that he wants a computer. So let's just go
Okay.
back to what you were saying before.
Okay. I was just talking about. Oh, here, hold on. Okay. I was talking about was it Cornell Patterson or whatever for the fantasy football league. I'll get into it. We'll do like three, two, one. Cornell Patterson of the Minnesota Vikings, he did a lot of kickoff returns for touchdowns. He was their breakout player of the year last year for the Minnesota Vikings. I got him on the mock draft as well. I'm looking forward to doing the fantasy football. You know, I always do the ones that are free. I never do the ones for money, like $100 or whatever,
No.
where everyone gathers at a bar and then they pick either gets the picks or whatever and all that. I don't do that sort of thing. I've always done leagues on Yahoo Sports or whatever, and I won one or two that I ran or whatever. I always like more people in my league. Like you can go up to 20 teams in a league. That's the way I do it. So me and Adrian are going to be in the same division, it looks like, which I'm happy about. That's cool. And I'm gonna be facing Brandon Perna the first week supposedly, so it'll be interesting. Any final thoughts about the fantasy football league, Adrian?
No, just that I'm the 12th pick. I'm the 12th pick.
Well, I'm like the 10th pick or whatever, so I'm right there with you. So, but okay, that's about it for the fantasy football league that we're going to be joining. And the next topic is LeBron James went to Cleveland. What's your thoughts on this huge decision to go back to Cleveland where he once was?
I mean, let me just say this. I gave LeBron James a lot of shit, and so did a lot of other people for going to Miami, pretty much drop kicking Cleveland's ass without even so much as a fairly well. But I think he made the right decision going back to where he came from, going back where he calls and what everybody else believes is his home. So I gotta respect him for that, but I'm not surprised by it. And I knew that he was going back to Cleveland. So yeah, like I said, good for him. Good decision.
Okay, well, my opinion on LeBron James going to Cleveland. Now people can dust off their LeBron James Cavaliers jerseys that they had in their closet. I seen some guy wearing a Cavaliers jersey, probably that came from 2006. He was sporting it again or whatever. So now people don't have to really buy another jersey of his if they already had his Cavaliers jersey before. So, and I guess what I heard was the Miami Heat, their Facebook page was losing lots of likes.
Of
like
course.
people, yeah, because people aren't, they don't like the Miami Heat anymore. They and the Miami Heat fans, they, well, I don't know the real ones or the fake ones, I can't tell, but one of them spray painted a mural, like they took off that someone spray painted black over his face. But yeah, no, all the bandwagoners will go over to Cleveland like they were always fans, oh yeah, there's another thing about Cleveland. It's not Johnny Manziel, but I watched a video and I couldn't believe what I seen a little bit. I didn't see the guy in the act, but it was a video. A Cleveland Brown fan went to Art Modell's grave and pissed on his grave and told him the video that he was a bad person or whatever. He got arrested later on because he made a video on YouTube or whatever doing it, and just think that's a piece of shit. For anyone that's going to someone's grave site at a cemetery and pissing on his frickin' tomb or whatever, or tombstone. I mean, what's your take on that?
That's fucking disgusting, dude. I mean, whatever. Cleveland fans are still bitter about Modell moving to Baltimore, but get the fuck over it. Seriously. I mean, god damn it, man.
Yeah, if you're actually loyal, you would be, you'd be more respectful. It's not like me and Adrian would go to Al Davis's gravesite, wherever the hell that is, and piss on his tombstone. I would give a little bit more respect than that. I don't hate of course we hate the Raiders and their fans, but they dig their own grave each season anyways. So
we're already doing that themselves. They're already pissing on his grave for us, so we don't need to do it.
yeah, I agree completely. So I just seen that video, and we're talking about Cleveland, so I wanted to get that off my chest on that one. All right, and we're going to be talking about actually something that's going down in Ohio is the NFL Hall of Fame. The induction ceremony, I believe, is tonight. Uh, there's a long list of people that are in, and we're going to talk about the players that we think should be in. But I'm gonna name some of the names off, and how about this? I'll name the names off for you, and you just tell me if they deserve to get in, or who are they, or you just tell me what you think. Okay, first one's Derek Brooks.
Yeah, he deserves to be in.
This guy named Ray Guy. I don't even know. Oh, I guess he's a punter for the Raiders.
Okay.
He led NFL in punting for 3 years. I don't know why a punter's in, but I'm not a big
That's
punter.
kind of weird. Yeah, I don't understand that. All right.
Claude Humphrey. He's played for the Atlanta Falcons. He's a defensive end from Tennessee State from 1968 to 1978. So I don't even know the guy myself.
Yeah, that was before my time, so I wouldn't know.
Walter Jones, I guess he's a tackle. I think he said he gave Sean Alexander a lot of holes or whatever for his MVP season in 2005. He played for the Seahawks. He's 300 pounds, 6'5". I don't think he deserves to be in. I don't even know who the hell he is. Andre Reed, wide receiver, should he be in?
Well, I mean, like, what does his stats look like? If he was a good receiver, then yeah.
13,000 yards, career yardage.
Well, then yeah, I would assume that seems pretty consistent with the Hall of Famer.
Yeah, Andre Reed's kind of borderline with me. There are a lot of other wide receivers that should be given some love before Andre Reed, in my opinion. I like Andre Reed, no doubt about it, but I think there's some other wide receivers that are like Torrey Holt. I mean, I liked him. With that Greatest Show on Turf or whatever. I think he's all right. I can handle seeing him in the Hall of Fame. The next one is Michael Strahan.
Well, he probably got in because of that gap in between his teeth. That's probably the only reason why.
He won the sack title in 2003 with 18.5 sacks. And I remember, I think he got that record from he took Brett Favre down, but it looked like Brett Favre just fell down, and so he got a sack for that, which broke the record or whatever supposedly for like most sacks in a season or something like that. I forget. It's been so long. I think he deserves to be in. There's Reggie White, and then there's Michael Strahan, and there's other ones as well. For defensive ends, but I think he deserves to be in for sure. Congrats to him and the Giants organization for that.
And before anybody gives me shit for saying about his gap and all that, I was just fucking around. Don't get all mad about it. Don't give me emails saying, how could you say that, Corwin?
And then I completely am gonna butcher this guy's name. I think it's Arenas Williams. He played for the Cardinals as a corner. He had 9 pick sixes that tied him second all time at the time of his retirement. I remember his name. I don't really remember what he did. So I think I'm on the borderline with this one. I think there's other people that would probably be more fitting to get into the Hall of Fame than him. But he was NFC Defensive Rookie of the Year. He earned a Pro Bowl and All NFC acclaim for the first time in 1994. He was in the All Decades team for the 1990s. So I don't know. He's okay. He probably borderline for me. What does that sound like? He would make the Hall of Fame for you?
I guess so. It's kind of like what you said, borderline. But let's talk about some of the guys who we think should be in the Hall of Fame. And we're going to be a little biased because we're Bronco fans. But, you know, let's first start off with Steve Atwater. What do you think about that?
Yeah, he's the guy I would vote for. For especially for he okay, I'd put him over Terrell Davis. I know some people want TD over Steve Atwater, but I think Steve Atwater should be already in the Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. I just don't see why he's not in there already. He was a brutal hitter, and he gave people lots of licks, and I just don't understand why he's not in it already. Would you agree?
I mean, dude, he was such a fucking monster in the secondary, dude. He was so intimidating. Like you said, he nailed some fucking guys, man. I mean, I just remember like at the end of the Super Bowl, like when he just nailed the receiver for the Packers and even took out his own player. So I was like crazy as hell, man. That guy was just a monster.
And then there's, I believe Karl Mecklenburg isn't in. I might be wrong, but I think he's not in the Hall of Fame. Do you believe he's in the Hall of Fame?
I haven't heard of him being in the Hall of Fame. He might be though. I'm not sure though.
I know, like a lot of times, the ones that don't make it into the Hall of Fame are always in the Ring of Fame, at least. For the Broncos or whatever. It's never the. Oh, hold on. Let's edit this part out. I'm gonna look.
Yeah.
Because this is kind of getting my interest here. I don't think he's in it, but because he was in the list. He was in the list this year, I thought, for because Floyd Little got in last year, and then he I think he was in the ballot this year and just missed it. It doesn't say anything. It says Ring of Fame. Dennis Smith and him went in the Ring of Fame. And that's it. I don't see
so
it.
He's probably not in it then.
Nope, he's not in it. So
okay, so let's start that part over. Because I don't like to bring up stuff and then
look
are we
later.
Sure about that, and then we make ourselves look stupid. So
yeah. Oh, maybe we should look into John Lynch too. I know, or John Lynch wasn't in, but we'll talk about him. Or no, I don't want him in. I don't think he's in. He should be in the Hall of Fame, even though I think he. Well, damn, that's hard.
Yeah, it's kind of borderline on that one too.
Yeah. So. No. All right. Should I just say it?
Yeah.
Do you believe Karl Mecklenburg should be in the Hall of Fame?
I think he should. He was a good player for the Broncos, but he's still not in it, and it's been a long time since he's been playing. So I don't know. We'll have to see what happens, man.
I think Karl Mecklenburg should probably get in. With these Hall of Fame picks, the ones that get in, I want to know for sure that they deserve to get in. Like, not these borderline Hall of Famer players. I want to, the ones I want in are, like a John Elway or a, Reggie White, or the ones that are definitely should be in the Hall of Fame. Jerry Rice, that sort of thing. These borderline ones, I don't know how they just squeak in, and I just don't understand why they can just squeak in and then screw the other players that are, I believe, that are more, meaning that would be more worthy of that honor. So, also Terrell Davis. Who do you think to get in?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, yes, his career was short, but there's the thing. He had a 2,000-yard rushing season. And, if it hadn't been for that fucking knee injury, he would have been absolutely even better than he was. I mean, let me try that again. Hold on. Let's start that again.
All right, I'll talk. I'll say, okay. Do you think Terrell Davis should be in the Hall of Fame?
Absolutely. I mean, if it hadn't been for that fucking knee injury, he would have had an even longer career. He probably would have just barely retired just a couple of years ago. I mean, the guy was absolutely amazing. He had a 2,000-yard rushing season in 1998, and it's just a fucking travesty that he's not in the NFL Hall of Fame just because his career was cut short, and I don't think that's fair at all.
Yeah, he won everyone talks about Super Bowls. He got 2 Super Bowls, so there's the point that, that should be valid, I guess, as well, even though his career was cut short.
And not only that, and because he had a gutsy performance in Super Bowl 32 because he played that game with a migraine and he was still able to have a really, really, really good game, and he was the MVP of that Super Bowl. So I don't understand why some of these idiots who argue against Terrell Davis saying, "Oh, well, his career was too short." Well, it wasn't his fault.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I think Terrell Davis should get in. There's only a handful of players that have been able to do 2,000 yards in a season. I think eventually Adrian Peterson's probably going to get into the Hall of Fame later on, 10, 20 years down the road, first ballot. So why not Terrell Davis? If there's anyone that represents the Denver Broncos for rushing, it's always been Terrell Davis. I believe he got 1,000 yards in his rookie year with the team. So that's my opinion on that one. What about John Lynch? Do you think he should get in?
Nah, I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I think he could. I don't think he's going to make it. There's too big of a list of other names to take into consideration for the Hall of Fame. I don't think he's going to get in. He might get on the semifinal lists or whatever, but he won't become a finalist. All right, well that's the end of that topic about the Hall of Fame. The first Hall of Fame game is going to be, again, the Buffalo Bills versus the New York Giants Sunday night. All right, the next topic is I ended up going to Kansas City for a soccer match, the MLS Major League Soccer game. I had a really good time. It was Sporting Kansas City playing Manchester City, which they're the English Premier League champions. The game was 4-1. Man City was controlling the game big time for a soccer game. It was my first professional soccer match I ever went to. I enjoyed it a lot. That Sporting Park is really gorgeous. It can hold like 20 or 21,000 people. I had to walk a long ass way to go to the park. It was like a 10-minute walk at least one way. I had to go from the NASCAR racetrack parking lot, which was free, thankfully. It was cool that it was free parking. But I had to walk all the way to Sporting Park, and it was a long walk. But it was really fun. I went down to Kansas City. I got to have some barbecue. I went to downtown Kansas City. Got to see Union Station, the historic railroad, train area. I got to see a view from the World War I museum. There was a nice scenic view. I got to take a picture of the city. I got to meet a lot of fans down there. There's a lot of people coming from all sorts of walks of life because they wanted to see this England team play. There were some weird mascots. They looked like aliens. I got some pictures of it on my Facebook, yeah, it was enjoyable. I really enjoyed it a whole lot. It was on ESPN2, and like I said, that's when I seen that Pat Bolin was stepping down as our Broncos owner, unfortunately. Yeah, Kansas City. Oh yeah, also I was driving back up to South Dakota, and they had Kansas City Chiefs training camp the same day that I was driving back up. But I was driving in the morning, so the training camp was like at 3:30 or something, so I didn't stop for it. I could have taken the exit and could have went to the game, and I was thinking it would have been great to just troll their whole organization. Like I'd wear like a Broncos jersey at the frickin' training camp. I thought that'd be I didn't see it coming. I didn't know they were gonna have training camp that day, but that'd have been hilarious. I'm sure they would have tried. Yeah, they would. Oh man, I would have loved to like drove by and like gave them the finger or something. I don't know. They'll probably. Oh, and what was funny was I was so thankful. I had my Bronco bumper stickers on my car or whatever, and there's all these KC fans for the Sporting Kansas City. I thought my tires were maybe gonna get slashed, when I came back to my car, after, at nighttime or whatever, but because they were having tailgate parties like kind of around my car, around my car and stuff. So
Hmm.
I was kind of concerned that my tires were going to get slashed, but thankfully they didn't, because it's like about, it's like 350 or more miles back to South Dakota. So I had a really good time in Kansas City. Hopefully I'll come back there again, maybe for another Major League Soccer game, or Denver at Kansas City at Arrowhead, which was a fantastic time a few years ago when I went there, Road 2 or whatever. So it's great that it's so close to where I live, so I had a really good time there. So now the next topic is Emmanuel Sanders thinks Peyton Manning is a better leader than Big Ben Roethlisberger of the Pittsburgh Steelers. What's your opinion on that? Is that true?
I think he is. I mean, first of all, Peyton Manning doesn't rape women in bathrooms, so that's one thing that he has over him. But as
Yeah.
to him being a better leader, yes, I think he is a better leader. Peyton Manning's a leader by nature. No one knows how to read a defense better than him. He's, like I said, we're blessed to have him as our quarterback, and he's going to take his places like he did last year. But unfortunately, the outcome wasn't what we wanted. But he's definitely a good leader for this team.
Big Ben Roethlisberger, the one thing I'll say about him that's good is that when he gets out of pocket, he is dangerous as hell. Like when he goes out of pocket, that's like Russell Wilson as well for the Seahawks. He goes out of pocket, it's hard as hell to contain him. So it's fun to see him when he goes down. Like if Von Miller sacks him or whatever when we played him before. It's fun to see. I love it when they try holding him down or try to take him down or whatever. They got to get their big arms around him and stuff. But Big Ben as a leader, I mean, he has some leadership a little bit, but there's no other leader besides Peyton Manning in the NFL. I don't really I don't want to say Tom Brady, but Tom Brady's kind of a leader, but he's not nowhere as hell as a role model for kids and a leader like Peyton Manning is. I mean, I thought of him as a leader even when he was with the Colts. But now seeing him, as a Bronco and what he's doing for the community, he's donating his time, he's donating his money. He's absolutely one of the best role models for the United States of America when it comes to sports. Role models. He goes to schools and talks with the children. That's exactly what a role model should be. So. All right. Well, and the next topic is going to be. Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. We got one last thing. We're going to do anything else you want to talk about before this? I'm going to talk about the Broncos desk site after this. Okay. Just edit this part out.
Yeah.
Okay. Our final topic for tonight's show is.
Wait. Hold on a second. That's not the final topic because we have the interview with John.
Okay, hold on. Fuck, I know. Okay. All right. Yeah, I thought about it. Okay. All right. Our next topic is the Denver Broncos desk site. It's a program where you can watch all the videos all on your computer. You don't have to go to denverbroncos.com. You can view all of them in HD and full screen as well. What's your take on this program or this little bit of software that came to for your computer?
Dude, I love it. I mean, I listened to some of the old radio calls by Dave Logan, and I watched some of the Broncos TV videos. I like it. Only thing that's kind of annoying is that audible alert that they give you every time there's a new video that pops up says, "You've got videos." Kind of like the old AOL, "You've got mail" thing. But I turned that off. But yeah, I mean, I like this. I like the desk site. It's pretty cool. So yeah, guys, if you guys really haven't downloaded that yet, you guys got to download that thing. It's really, really awesome.
Just go on Google, type in Broncos desk site, and it should be like the first link on there. So it's absolutely awesome. I have been watching all the videos. It's so nice. I don't have to go mosey around and see which ones I haven't seen yet. And you told me that you can delete the videos after you get done watching them, right?
Yeah, because like it does take a little bit of hard drive space off your computer. So like if you can set a quota to how high you want your data to go. Like if you can set it to like 7 gigs is like which is the standard for everybody. You can set it lower than that, and then after a certain point, like if you reach that quota, then it won't download or it won't install any more videos on your desk site until you delete some older videos. That's what I do. I have mine set to 7 gigs, but you can adjust that as you please. But yeah, other than that, man, it's a really, really good site. I like that thing. Yeah, if you guys haven't downloaded it yet, you got to get it done.
All right. Well, we're going to have our interview with John Payne in a moment. Never mind. Never mind. You do that. You do that part.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Like, in a moment. Okay.
Yeah, I'll be like, well, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back. On the other side of the break, we'll have John Payne with our special
Yeah, John
guest.
Payne. Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
so let me try that. All right, guys, we're going to take a little break, and on the other side of the break, we're going to have our interview with John Payne. He's been wanting to get on for a while, so we're going to have the... okay, let me try that again.
He's a fan of the Broncos. Yeah, fellow fan of the Broncos or something like that.
Yeah, a member of the Mile High Horseman group.
Yep, that one. Yep.
Okay, let me try that again. All right, guys, we're going to take a little break. We'll be back right on the other side of the break. We're going to have John Payne, a member of the Mile High Horseman group, a fellow Bronco fan. So stay tuned. This is the Mile High Horseman Show. Okay, let me try that one more time. I think I almost have it. I just want to get that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I get it. Yep.
Okay, let me try it again. All right, guys, we'll be back in a few minutes. We're going to take a break. On the other side of the break, we're going to have our special guest, John Payne. He's a fellow Bronco fan, member of the Mile High Horseman group. We're going to have an interview with him. We're going to ask him some questions, and we'll talk a little bit about the preseason and upcoming season. So, yeah, guys, stick around. This has been the Mile High Horseman Show. This is the Mile High Horseman Show. This is the Mile High Horseman Show. Okay, I got to get that part right. Damn. Okay, let me try that one more time. All right, guys, we're going to be back in a few minutes. We're going to take a little break. We're going to have John Payne on. You fucking damn. Let me try it one more time. Come on, Adrian. Come on. All right, guys, we're going to take a break. On the other side of the break, we're going to have John Payne, a fellow Bronco fan and Mile High Horseman group member. We're going to ask him some questions about the preseason and the upcoming season. So, yeah, guys, stick around. We're going to take a little break. We'll be back in a few minutes. This is the Mile High Horseman Show. There we go.